Hey there, folks! Are you ready to take a trip down memory lane and talk about one of the most iconic figures in the world of boxing? That's right, I'm talking about none other than Mike Tyson. Don't you agree that his rise to fame is nothing short of incredible? From his humble beginnings to his explosive career and personal life, there's so much to cover. We'll be diving deep into his family life, his legendary career, his love life, and even his foray into the business world. And who can forget about his infamous bite during a fight? So buckle up, folks, this is going to be a wild ride. Oh boy, Mike Tyson. What can I say about this guy? He's definitely one of the most fascinating figures in the world of boxing, and his rise to fame is something that has been talked about for decades. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? Mike Tyson was born in Brooklyn, New York in 1966. He had a rough childhood, to say the least. His parents were a mess. His father abandoned the family when Mike was just 2 years old, and his mother struggled with alcoholism and addiction. Mike grew up in poverty, and to make matters worse, Mike was frequently involved in street fights and was even arrested multiple times as a teenager. But despite all of this, there was something special about Mike. He had a raw talent for boxing that couldn't be ignored. It's safe to say that boxing was a way for him to escape the harsh realities of his life. At the age of 14, Mike was sent to a juvenile detention center in upstate New York. It was there that he met Bobby Stewart, a former boxer who saw potential in the young Tyson. Bobby began training Mike and quickly realized that he had a natural gift for the sport. Within a year, Mike had won his first amateur fight. Fast forward a few years and Mike was dominating the professional boxing world. He became the youngest heavyweight champion in history at the age of 20. I mean, can you imagine being that young and already a world champion? I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to major in at that age, but let's be real, Mike's rise to fame wasn't just about raw talent. He had a pretty intimidating presence in the ring too. Have you seen the guy fight? It's like watching a hurricane in motion. But it wasn't just his fighting style that made him a star. Mike had a larger-than-life personality that drew people in. He was charismatic, unpredictable, and at times downright hilarious. I mean, who can forget that time he famously said, "I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been." Classic. Now, I know what you're thinking. This story of Mike Tyson is all well and good, but what does it have to do with you? Well, let me tell you a thing. When I was in high school, my friends and I used to watch old Mike Tyson fights on YouTube during lunch. But what really stuck with me was Mike's personality. He was this larger-than-life figure who didn't give a damn what anyone thought of him. He was raw and unfiltered and didn't hold back, and there was something so refreshing about that. Now let's talk about Mike's family. He has a pretty big one, to say the least. He's been married 3 times and has 8 children. Yes, you heard that right, 8, and that's not even counting the various other children he's rumored to have fathered over the years. Hey, when you're as famous as Mike Tyson, you can't exactly keep your private life under wraps. Mike's love life has been far from perfect. He's been accused of domestic violence by multiple partners, and there's even a famous clip of him biting off part of his opponent's ear during a fight. Yeah, not exactly the stuff of fairy tales. Well, folks, that's a wrap for the first part of our coverage on Mike Tyson's rise to fame and his family. I hope you enjoyed the ride as much as I did. Who knew that a kid from Brooklyn with a tough upbringing would go on to become one of the greatest boxers of all time? It just goes to show that anything is possible if you work hard enough and believe in yourself. But don't go anywhere just yet. In our next video, we'll be delving into Mike Tyson's career, love life, and business ventures. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. What do you think about this topic? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you in the next video.